Hello and welcome back to my channel, YouTube. I did it again. I found yet another amazing bag of goodies. And without further ado, here's yet another thrift store treasures. First on the list of my thrift store treasures is this gentleman here. He is a Tuska Warrior Walrus figurine from the hit series Thundercats, the original one. He is from the second series of the toy line. He's one of the first ones. This gentleman here is one of the natives of Tuscania, and he features a giant green riot gun, and he's got a lever here, and when you pull it down, he makes a chopping action. It's nicely detailed. I like this guy. He's very chunky, very solidly built. He's one of the toys that I wouldn't mind having my kids play with. Though I'm actually going to keep it because, well, it's a Thundercat figurine. Old. As you can see here. There you go. There's the thing. LJN. They make bad games, but they make amazing toys. Second feature, well, character that I found, is Dr. Venkman. Peter Venkman from the Real Ghostbusters series. As you can notice, he's not wearing his normal jumpsuit. This is a Super Fright Features action figure. When you press down on this pack right here, you can see how the top of his head falls up, and he makes a scared face. Ah! No, what's really creepy is if you look down, you can see the other eyes, and he's got two noses and two eyes. It's really creepy. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. There you go. But I like it. It reminds me of the Mummies Alive figurine I have, the Terror Fright one. That's the toy line I was thinking of. The next thing I have that I got is just like another generic figurine that would go on like a ripcord motorcycle, or like some kind of action figure, not RC motorcyclist. Yep, just generic. Generic van as well, though I have to say I like the seagulls on it. Reminds me of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Yeah. Not even a rare car. It's made in Taiwan, I believe. Made in Hong Kong. So, just a normal car. Next figurine is Trapjaw from He-Man. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the attachments that go on him. He's got like hooks and stuff. I did get the belt where you can store said hooks. And he's got a mouth that actually moves when you turn him, I think. Nope, he's just got a mouth that moves. And he's got the snap figure attack. But it's still just a generic He-Man torso, albeit it's got an extra thing on it. It's, yeah, Trapjaw. One of the villains from He-Man. Okay, the next stuff in the list were something a little bit rarer. I'm actually excited because I got a bunch of them. There was a TV series called M.A.S.K. that dealt with people with transforming cars. I completely forgot what M.A.S.K. stand for. I'll make it appear below. But the first character I got is Julio Lopez from M.A.S.K. He drives the Firefly. And they are very simple. They have several points of articulation in their legs, the hips, and the knees. Their arms only have a single, and their head articulates. Kind of reminds me of the Starcom figurines with the same similar movements. And also the Dino Riders. But not much in appearance. Decent detail on the outfit. But, yep, no, I'm actually quite excited by this. The next guy is Sly Ray. I actually got two of them. Looks like a guy that's meant to be a biker. He drives the Cliff Dagger, I believe. As you can see, again, pretty good detail. His face looks kind of weird, though. It's like, hello there. Again, though, I'm actually, again, excited. I actually used to have one of the M.A.S.K figurines. Yeah, no, I used to also have two of the vehicles. One was a Cadillac that turned into a tank, and the other one was the main guy's red Corvette or Honda or whatever it was. This guy here is Brad Turner. He pilots the Condor. Just love how big his glasses are. Unless those are goggles, but yeah. Again, pretty good detail. Speaking of the leader, this is Matt Tracker. Tracker, something like that. I'll make the real name appear on below as usual. He is the leader of the M.A.S.Ks. After the main bad guy killed his brother, he basically went about trying to stop M.A.S.K. But I had him, along with his actual mask that came on it, the Septum mask, I believe it is, when he pilots the Rhino or Thunderhawk. I'm not sure which one is the car, but he pilots both the Rhino and the Thunderhawk in Season 1. I had one of those two. I had the red car, so whatever that one was. When I first got it, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a really cool car that transformed. But, yeah, and then I found out what it was, and I'm like, oh, yay! Speaking of Dino Riders, I had mentioned them earlier. This is Sky from the Dino Riders. I forgot what his shtick is, but they're very similar. Again, it's got the knee articulations and just the regular arm, head thing. The Dino Riders were people who befriended and commanded dinosaurs against like these weird reptile-like creatures who brainwash dinosaurs into being bad. These guys were about friendship with the dinosaurs. But yeah, they're all similar, around the same time frame, and again, designed to sell toys. Speaking of selling toys, the next batch of figurines that I got are actually pretty cool. I picked up quite a few G.I. Joes in this bag. Starting with Shipwreck, whose real name is Hector X. Delgado. He is a sailor, and he became a Navy SEAL. His rank was E7 and then E8 at some point. The toy actually came with a parrot, and that's what he's like most noted for. I apologize for the light. I'm in a different room than normal, so I'm actually still trying to think. There we go. Very loose, though. Again, older, but as you can see, he's got like a pretty cool standard sailor outfit. He's got to get tough. There's Shipwreck. The next guy is Law from the Law and Order set. Order was actually a German Shepherd, I believe. As you can see here, he's an MP. He was in charge of basically just security. He was an E4, if I read correctly. You can see he's got like handcuffs and all that bells and whistles that a cop would normally have. But there's Law from Law and Order. Dun 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 dun. Sorry. Okay, next is a guy that was actually created based on a wrestler. That's right, Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know, his head, as if you can see it. Let's see if I can get a better lighting. Kind of reminds me of Jay Leno's chin. But he is based on Robert Rudolph Remus's character, wrestling character, Sergeant Slaughter. He's a drill instructor, and his real name is classified, though I very much suspect that his real name would be Robert Rudolph Remus. And he was an E7. I believe he's a drill sergeant for the Marine Corps, according to what the profile said. So, there we go. Let's see if I can just get them to stand up just a little bit better. The next one is Roadblock. One of the things I've noticed about some of these G.I. Joes is they're missing their thumb. That seems to be a very weak point of theirs. That and the rubber band that's inside of them. So getting a fully intact one is pretty good. As you can see, Roadblock, his real name is Marvin F. Hinton. And all I can think of with the name Marvin is the Sheriff of Rottingham and Men in Tights. Marvin. Fun fact is he was played by Dwayne Johnson in the 2013 film. And he's the heavy machine gunner. And he went everywhere from E4 to all the way up to E7 throughout the series. And his portrayals in different media of G.I. Joes. So that's Roadblock. The next character, yes, he is a G.I. Joe. This is Chuckles. I laugh at the name because, like, imagine just being chased by a guy in a Hawaiian shirt. I mean, seriously. His real name is Philip M. Provost. He is an E5 specialist. He's an undercover specialist. And around, I forgot what year they said he was introduced, but he, along with a few other people, were introduced as, I believe, Law and Order, being one of them, were allowed to join the G.I. Joes at the same time. He kind of reminds me of the guy from the A-Team. I'll make the name up here when I get the chance to. But, yeah. Again. Oh no! I'm losing my background. That's Chuckles. The last G.I. Joe I got is Flash. He is a laser trooper. Laser rifle trooper. He's the first one. And when I saw his face, it just reminds me of a very pompous looking guy. Like, I'm looking down on you. But I have to say, I like the armor and all that. He's supposed to come with a helmet, but obviously, since I got it in a grab bag, well, there's no helmet. But his real name is Anthony S. Gambello. He was voiced by Frank Welker, the same Frank Welker That's the voice of Scooby and Megatron. Apparently Frank Relko did a lot of voices in G.I. Joe's, so yeah, that's actually a pretty cool little fact. He is an E4 to an E5 in the series. So he's among the first. I believe they said 1982 when he was introduced. So one of the last things I got was just a pair of extra legs. I actually figured out whose legs these are. These are Wild Bill's legs. He is a helicopter pilot. His real name is William S. Hardy, and he is a CW4. Technical difficulties. As you know, I usually pick up a bag if it has a Star Wars character in it, and this one did. Say hello to Dengar. He is a bounty hunter. You've seen him in Empire Strikes Back, the second movie. And he is a Corellian bounty hunter. He has cybernetics throughout most of his body. And he was played by the British actor Maurice Bush in the movie. I remember him in one of the books. Him and I believe either his girlfriend or wife at the time had helped Boba Fett out. It was the Mandalorian trilogy or the Bounty Hunter trilogy, one of those two titles. But they had helped Boba Fett after they discovered him coming out of the Sarlacc pit. So that's the Legends books. I don't know what they're doing in the movies or the new series or whatever. So, but yep, that's Dengar. This is actually one of the original toys. 1980. I don't know if you can see that. But you can see the 1980 Lucasfilm. And then the Hasbro. Made in Hong Kong. So there we go. This is one of the vintage figurines too, so hot dog. Alrighty though. YouTube, that's it. That was my thrift store treasures. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did. And without further ado, I bid you adieu. Have a great day.